CBS Radio brings you The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Ethel Bunce.
Aunt Effie?
Yes. I was just going out again to see if the mail is here yet.
No, I just went out, Aunt Effie. It's here, but I'm sorry. There was nothing for you.
Oh.
Now, for goodness sake, stop worrying.
Worrying? Not worrying at all, but considering the fact that this is the first time Alvin and I have been separated since we were married, you'd think he'd write to me at least once in 2 weeks.
He's called you?
No, he hasn't. I called him.
Well, you know how men are. They're not great letter writers anyway. He's probably busy.
Busy. Busy with that bleached blonde widow who moved in across the road.
Oh, now, Aunt Effie, for heaven's sakes, you know better than that.
Ever since she moved in. And goodness knows I think people should be neighborly. But ever since she moved in, she comes over all fluttery. Oh, I hate to bother you, Mrs. Whittaker. You and Mr. Whittaker have been so wonderful to me. But do you suppose Mr. Whittaker could take a look at my back screen door? There's something wrong with the hinge, and I'm so helpless with mechanical things.
Oh, dear, one of those.
Yes, and Alvin, of course, doesn't see through her at all.
Oh, man.
Of course, we gave a party for her when she moved in so she could meet the neighbors, and all the men just made fools of themselves, including Alvin.
Now, I'm sure you're exaggerating, Aunt Effie.
You know what he said to me? My, that poor, helpless Mrs. Lovelace. That's her name, Lovelace. That poor, helpless Mrs. Lovelace. Helpless. You better take her under your wing, Effie, he said. Well, I guess he's taken her under his wing.
Oh, now, Aunt Effie, your husband is crazy about you.
Why hasn't he written to me in 2 weeks?
Well,
may I borrow your car?
You're not going to drive it off a bridge.
No. I'm going downtown and buy a new dress. Maybe get my hair done if I can get an appointment. I feel reckless.
Angie, I can't believe you papered this room.
I did. Just followed one of those how-to-do-it books.
Fred didn't help you?
Lately, he's had nagging backache with sleepless nights and feels worn out.
A person doesn't feel up to much with backache. Better tell him to try Doan's pills.
Good advice. That's Doan's pills, an analgesic and mild diuretic to the kidneys. Nagging backache, also headache, dizziness, and muscular aches and pains, may come on with overexertion, emotional upsets, or everyday stress and strain. Doan's pain-relieving action is often the answer, and they also offer mild diuretic action through the kidneys. So if nagging backache is making you feel worn out, tired, and miserable, with restless, sleepless nights, don't wait. Try Doan's pills, used successfully by millions for over 60 years. See if they don't bring you the same welcome relief. Get Doan's pills today. To save money, buy Doan's big economy size.
Oh, hi, dear. Gee, I'm sorry I'm so darn late. You didn't wait dinner.
Yes. Now, listen.
Well, I said go ahead and eat.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
What are you all dressed up for?
Well, I'll tell you just...
We got company?
No. Now, wait a minute. Don't go in the other room. I want to tell you something. Come back here.
What is going on? Look at the dining room.
Yeah, I know.
Look, it's our good dishes and
Well,
silver. Candles.
if you will come back here so Aunt Effie doesn't hear you. She's in the living room. How do you fix a martini? Isn't that gin?
Martini?
Aunt Effie brought home a bottle of scotch, and she said to fix martinis, and I didn't say anything, but aren't they gin?
What in Sam Hill is going on?
Aunt Effie's very upset, and she's feeling reckless, so I thought we'd sort of dress up and then have a nice dinner. She hasn't had one letter from Alvin in 2 weeks.
Oh, for Pete's sakes. Look, she knows he's no letter writer.
I told her that, and she knows it, but it seems some woman named Mrs. Lovelace bought the place across the road from them in Montana, one of these so-called helpless blondes that men make fools of themselves over.
Now, we'll stop right there. As a man, I resent that remark.
You know what I mean.
Look, you don't mean to tell me Aunt Effie's jealous?
Yes.
Of Alvin?
Well?
For the love of Mike, he's got children. He's got grandchildren. Then he marries Aunt Effie. He's crazy about her.
He hasn't written to her.
Oh, well, he's called her.
No, he hasn't. She's called him.
Well, what difference does it make who calls who when you're happily married? Boy, I tell you, you women...
If I went away for 2 weeks and you didn't write me once and didn't phone me, instead I had to call you.
Then you would immediately assume I'm running around with some blonde. Boy, that's what I call faith.
No,
faith.
Of course I wouldn't assume that unless I had cause. And this woman, like Mrs. Lovelace, apparently, is one of these women that other women never like, but men always do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She's traveled a lot and lived in Paris. She's very fashionable.
All right.
And don't be impatient. That part is important because... Well, I don't want you to let out a yell when you see Aunt Effie. Now,
what has she done now?
Well, she bought a new dress today, and frankly, I don't think it's quite right for her.
Oh, boy, I'm sure that is an understatement.
Well, it's too short, it's too tight. I mean, it's sort of 1925-ish, you know.
I mean, what gets into Aunt Effie?
Well, she's just trying to sort of pattern herself after this other woman, if that's what Alvin admires so much, you know. And she's, my heavens, what is it, Aunt Effie?
What's going on?
What is it?
Water, get me some
water. Get her some water. Get her some water.
Effie, what are you doing? Smoking?
Get her some water. Oh, I'll get it. Hit her on the back.
What in Sam Hill did you do to your hair?
Here, Aunt Effie, here.
Look at her hair.
Never mind. I didn't get a chance to tell you about that. Never mind. It's lovely, isn't it, dear? There you are. You all right now?
Oh, I tried inhaling. Goodness, I don't see why people have so much trouble stopping smoking.
Oh, you poor darling there.
Thank you for the water.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Well, aren't you going to say anything?
It's that new hairdo, dear.
Well, it's not exactly new, but new for me, anyhow. It's called a beehive.
The beehive hairdo, dear.
Mm-hmm. Michelle, the man who did my hair, said I'd worn my hair all wrong for my face, that it made me look much older than he knew I was, which I didn't fall for a minute. I know it's just sales talk, but it is true that this is more youthful. Don't you think?
It's certainly the style, Aunt Effie. You look very Parisian.
Well, I feel better, so I'm not an old fuddy-duddy. Michelle said that this style shows off my forehead, which is one of my best features. He said it was a disgrace the way I'd been hiding it. He said I had the oval-type face. Then Michelle insisted that I have a facial. They showed me how to put my makeup on. You know, apparently I have not been highlighting my cheekbones, and I should make my lower lip just a trifle larger to balance my eyebrows, which they plucked and gave me quite a new line.
Well, I can see that. Well, there's nothing to make you feel more like a new woman than getting all fixed up, is there, Aunt Effie? That's wonderful.
Yeah, well, look, let's have some dinner as long as you waited for me. I'll glance at the paper until it's ready.
Honey, wait a minute.
No, leave him alone.
Aunt Effie, believe me, it's better to get a man's opinion. I know it said women dress for women, but it isn't really true. We dress up for a man's approval.
Well, it doesn't matter what he thinks.
No, but it matters what Alvin thinks. Where's tonight's paper?
Come on, Aunt Effie. Come on. Dear, what about Alvin?
Alvin will love the new me.
Oh, the new you, my foot. You look ridiculous if you ask me. Where's the paper?
Honey, now don't say things like that.
I just said, where's the paper?
You know what I mean, Aunt Effie spent a lot of money.
So right off the bat, her husband's going to be mad, and when he sees what she spent it for...
Now, look, I explained to you, dear.
Look, I would say the same thing to you if you did your hair that way. I don't care what New York or Paris or anywhere else says is the style. Maybe it looks good on these skinny models, but even they don't look real. They look like vampires with all this purple eyeshadow in their eyes rimmed around in black and white lipstick. These fantastic shapeless clothes they put on. Now, look... That is my opinion, but I'm a man, and I don't like them.
Well, it's men who design them. Why the look? What's that mean? It is men who set the style.
Okay. Where's the rest of tonight's paper, the front part? And Aunt Effie, one last word. Take it from one who loves you. Go wash your face and comb your hair and put on that pretty blue dress.
Oh, that's a house dress.
I like it.
He always likes blue.
Then you get on the phone and you call Montana and tell Alvin that you miss him.
Well, I certainly will not. I'm not going to chase him.
Chase him? You caught him, for Pete's sake. You're married to him.
Well, I wouldn't have if I'd known he was a playboy.
Playboy at his age.
There's no fool like an old fool. And I'm not calling a man who can't take 10 minutes to write a letter.
Oh, poor Aunt Effie. Then I'm going to call Alvin. This is just all so silly.
No, now
Yes, I am.
don't interfere. Believe me, it is never wise to get involved
I am going to call Alvin.
We'll return to the couple next door in just a moment.
Hello, this is Gary Moore with a parable for you.
This isn't going to be one of those shaggy parables of yours, like the celebrated Blue New, is it, Gary?
Derwin, I make you no promises.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Well, here it goes. Once there was a hummingbird named Martha. Her mate, Sammy, had been worrying about feathering their nest, and he said as much. Martha, he asked in a tired chirp, how are we going to go about feathering our nest? And Martha, a wise hummingbird, she hummed, let's use feathers.
Gary?
But this isn't such a good idea for people. Besides, it tickles. The best idea is to feather your nest by systematic saving in improved, higher interest earning United States savings bonds. Buy them through the payroll savings plan or the bond-a-month plan, and you'll like what happens to your money.
Friends, sound advice from the proprietor of the Gary Moore Radio Show, weekdays on CBS Radio.
No need to mention that, Derwin.
Oh, no?
Yes, well, I said I was going to call you, and Effie's been so upset, and I told her she was being silly.
Oh, you're making a big mistake. You mark my words.
Yes, oh, she will love that, Alvin. Well, it's just wonderful. Yeah, well, hold on. Hold on, please. Call Aunt Effie down, dear. The reason Alvin hasn't written, he's been busy enclosing the sun porch as a surprise for Aunt Effie when she gets back home to Montana. Isn't that sweet, huh? Aunt Effie!
Hurry up. Alvin's on the phone.
Alvin, I didn't hear the phone ring.
Hurry up. It's long distance.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on.
You know we were talking about it, mental telepathy. I didn't even hear the phone ring. I was washing my face.
Yeah, well,
Here she is. Here she is. Here, take
Hello. Well, fine. How are you? Well, you haven't written me a single letter.
No, never mind, Aunt Effie. Don't...
Busy? Busy doing what? What kind of a surprise? Oh, go on, tell me.
Why don't you get dinner on the table? It's so late now, and stop eavesdropping on the lovebird.
Oh, well, I'm glad I patched them up.
She said what? Hold
cute,
on.
isn't it? Yeah.
What did you say to Alvin?
Well, what? Nothing special. I mean, I just, wondered when he was coming on here to visit, too, and that you were upset he hadn't written.
Did you mention that woman?
Well, just jokingly, Aunt Effie. I mean, it's so silly.
I told you it's a small town, and the operator, Clara Beagle, always listens in. You want her gossiping all over about Alvin?
Well, I'm sorry. I forgot you told me that.
Alvin, hold on while I take the phone in the closet so we can have privacy.
Oh, well, here, let me help with the cord. I'm sorry, Aunt Effie.
You know perfectly well that I wasn't really worried about Alvin. Now you've probably started the whole town talking.
Well, I'm sorry, Aunt Effie. Just wait a minute. The cord's caught on the closet door here.
Clara, get off the line. I'm talking to my husband. I can hear it click, Clara, when you do. So hang up. There. Hello, dear. Well, I'm just as mad about it as you are.
Oh, really? I'll get dinner on. All right, don't look like that.
Honey, there's an old saying, mind your own business. And if you always keep it in mind, you save yourself a lot of trouble.
Gee, I thought I was helping.
Yeah, well, help me to some dinner, will you?
Yes, dear. Right away.
And tonight you'll do what we make Betsy do. You take paper and pencil and you write. In the future, I will mind my own business. 50 times.
All right, 50 times. In the future, I will mind my own business.
The Couple Next Door stars Peg Lynch and Ethel and Bunce.